So a while back, I posted a video on here about if anyone would be interested in my story about my spina bifida and how it affects me daily and hunting and fishing. Well, here's the video. So, if you don't know what spina bifida is, basically, I was born with nerves not attached to my spine like they're supposed to be. They were in a protective sac outside my back, my lower back to be exact. And when I was 2 or 3 days old, they had to go in, do surgery to enclose my back for that. And it gives me a lot of back problems. I have bad balance issues, back pain constant, and it affects walking. When I was born, I had no calf muscles. Still don't. Never will. But it also affects other parts of my body that I don't really like to talk about. But today, for this video, I'm going to. So, I don't know if you'll be able to really see it, but right here is a scar. And what that is a VP shunt. It drains spinal fluid off the brain. When I was a couple days old to a month old, they went in and put that in. And I don't know if you'll see it in the video, but it runs right down through here, all the way down my chest, and I'm guessing into my stomach, I'm not real sure, but it drains spinal fluid off the brain. And over the years, I'm 32 now, I've had that tube replaced about 4 or 5 different times. Then also, I've had a bladder enlargement surgery on top of other surgeries that I've had to go through with this over the years. Now to elaborate, when I was born, my bladder was smaller than normal, and they used a piece of intestines to go in and enlarge that. Well, on top of having the spina bifida, some of the effects of spina bifida are bowel and bladder issues, which I have. I don't like to talk about it, but like I said, for this video, I will. I have to use a self catheter to use the restroom every day, every time I use the restroom. And it affects me, mentally. But it's life, You got to do what you got to do. And they're throwaway, nothing major. I just have to make sure that when I go out to town or if I'm on a fishing, hunting trip, whatever, that I pack enough supplies with me that's going to last me the whole trip. The other issue, the bowel issues, I won't talk about in this video because that's just me and how I am. But they do affect my everyday life and my hunting and fishing trips. See, most people with spina bifida are wheelchair bound. They're not able to walk, they're not able to move their legs, nothing. Which is what the doctors always said I would be. Luckily for me, it didn't affect me as severely. When I was about 2 years old, I learned to walk finally due to a basketball goal that my parents had bought me for my birthday. They had me throw the ball and refused to go get it for me. So they literally made me learn to walk to go get the basketball so I could throw it again when I was 2 years old. So I finally learned to walk and I got my braces, all's well. And then when I was about 7 or 8 years old, just back in 98, My dad got me into hunting and fishing. That's where I learned my passion of hunting and fishing. So with like hunting, you have to walk pretty good distances and stuff, which is hard on me. So I try to hunt private land if I can. That way I can get set up how I need to be. That way I don't strain myself. Now you're probably asking yourself, Eric, how in the world do you get to drag deer and stuff out if you have all these issues? Well, I don't. Well, I have my cousin and some great buddies that will come help me anytime I need them. And I'm appreciative of it. I really am. My dad and his buddies used to do it, but he's been gone 11 years. And one of the other buddies I hunted with, he's been gone for 4 or 5 years. Which I've been hunting with my cousin, my buddies, the last 10, 11 years. But, I'll do the gutting of the animal and all that. But mainly they'll help me carry it out. If I need help getting down a mountainside or whatever, they'll help me with that. Now, talking about tree stands and stuff, I use a ladder stand when I'm on private property. That's what I prefer. I can use a climber. I can use a blind. I've got a blind sitting right over yonder that I just recently purchased. But I prefer a ladder stand, so that's what I'm usually sitting in when I'm deer hunting. Now, as most of you know, I was in a tornado in 2012 and I lost my right eye. I broke my nose, broke this part of my skull, broke 6 ribs, and done some internal damage. Well, that affected me hunting because I'm right-handed. I always shot right-handed. I had to learn to shoot left-hand. That was hard to do, let me tell you. But I've learned to do so. But I have once or twice pulled up right-handed on a squirrel out in the woods and dropped it. Don't ask me how. I don't know. Luck, I guess. That's mostly all it is. But that's pretty much all I can think of at the moment. I'm sure there'll be a part 2.